everyone, this is Sandy Racy with StampandCrew.com. Excuse me. I've got a frog in my throat, I guess. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to our video tutorial today. We are doing a project using the Shepherd's Care stamp set. Now this is currently an online exclusive. It's one that we had in our holiday catalog or holiday selection last year. But I thought it was really pretty. It's always nice to have kind of a religious card during our Christmas and August event. And I paired it with the new Gallery Blooms dies because I wanted to do it as a frame. So let me show you our supplies. I'll post measurements on my blog and supplies. I'm using basic gray, not basic gray, smoky slate for my card base. And I've cut the larger frame out. I saved the smaller frame. We're going to do that on a project shortly. But I'm using this larger frame, and it's narrower than a regular card front. So I just cut this down a little bit so that it would frame evenly all the way around. So I will post measurements of the card base because I've cut it down just a little bit. All right, then I have a piece of Very Vanilla. And then I'm going to use a strip for my sentiment. All right, so let's get started. Quick reminder too that we have our new September to December holiday catalog coming out on the 3rd. And then we have new online exclusives as well. I'm very excited about those. We have 2 new kits coming out. Lots of great things coming. So very excited to get those. Okay, so I'm going to do this large image of the shepherd, the little sheep. Sorry about that. We're going to stamp this right in the middle. Over to the left, just maybe a hair. Hopefully that's straight. Okay, and then I've got the little star. I'm going to stamp that right about there. And then for our sentiment, I've got Peace on Earth. So let's see if we can get that stamp on here. Okay. And then it's got this larger sentiment that I'm just going to stamp right on the inside. If you wanted to put another piece of vanilla, you could, but I am going to just stamp that right in there. And then we also have this cute little kind of scene. I'm just going to stamp that right at the bottom because why not? Let's stamp this on the front too. Just like that. Just for a little fun touch. Okay, so now what are we going to do? We're going to do a little coloring. This might have been a little higher than I want, but that's okay. So I'm going to use some colored pencils. And I'm going to start with this one is Cajun Craze. So I think I used both of the watercolor pencil sets. And I'm coloring on there, which I don't like to. I don't like to have them sharpen. This one's pretty dull after class, but it actually colors a little bit better, or it will blend a little better if it's not sharp. This is almost to the point though, where I might have to do a little sharpening, but I think we can get it in here. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just doing some coloring. All right, then I have, what color is this? Basic black. And I'm going just to do the sheep very lightly. I want them to be more of a gray. So I'm just going to do a very light coloring on the sheep. We're going to use our blender pen in just a minute to kind of color these or fill them in. Okay, then we have our garden green, and I'm just going to do a little bit of color on the ground here. Okay, and then we have Night of Navy. I'm going to do this not sure what this is called. I'll put it on here, our headdress of sorts. Okay, and let me grab, I need a yellow. Here's a brown. I'm going to use this brown and just do a little bit on the belt and on the band right there. Let's put a teeny bit of color on his face. I'm going to have a yellow somewhere. Where's my yellow? A little Daffodil Delight. We'll just add a little color to our star. All right, now this is where the magic happens. We've got our blender pen. So we're just going to take this and kind of blend a little bit, each color. So I like to wipe it off in between colors. And this just takes out the majority of those lines from the coloring. And you want to do this quickly and lightly. If you spend too much time going over it, it will start to peel your paper a bit, and we don't want that. This helps give it a little more watercolor look. And it's super quick, it's fun, and I like the way it blends a bit. It gives kind of that watercolor look. You can really tell right there. And then you can always come back in and add a little more color if you want. Alright, and we're going to do our Cajun Craze last. I'll do a little bit of that brown. Okay, and it just fills in all the spots where you didn't get that color too, because I like to color quickly. Okay. Do a little bit of that brown, and that's it. We're done. Super quick. A little bit of coloring if you enjoy the coloring. I'm going to lay that there, and let's put our frame on top. That looks good. Got like a Stellan coming out. Okay, we'll get that centered. And then I'm going to pop up our frame. Let's grab some dimensionals. Using up the outside of this one. We'll just cut a bunch of strips. Okay. That should be good. Okay, now you can also color this with markers or the blends. The blends will look really pretty too. Sometimes it's just fun to try a little different technique. Oh. Okay, and then we'll grab our sentiment, and I think I'm going to do straight on that edge, and then we'll flag this end. Okay, and we'll do, I'm going to put this at the same level as the frame. So we'll adhere it to the frame here, and then pop it up over there. There we go. And last but not least, we're going to use a gem. Now these are the low profile dots. I actually think these are on the last chance list right now, if they're still available. I like them, they don't pop up too far. And then we're gonna grab one and just put it right in the middle of our little star, give it a little more sparkle. And that's it. Super quick and easy, isn't that pretty? And then we have our inside that's decorated as well. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's project. I will post measurements and supplies on my blog. You all have a happy Labor Day, and I will see you soon. All right, bye-bye.